Who's going to be the next occupant of the German Chancellor's office behind me? Angela Merkel has dominated the election campaign. She's by far the most popular politician in Germany and the most powerful in Europe. But it won't necessarily be a coronation. Peer Steinbrück, her Social Democrat challenger, was trailing far behind, but the gap has narrowed in the last few days. And Ms. Merkel's liberal Free Democrat partners in her present coalition are looking very weak. So she may have to look for another coalition partner. It all may depend in the end on the very small parties, including the Eurosceptics, who could just tip the balance. So in the end, this could be much more of a cliffhanger than a coronation. Angela Merkel towers over the centre-right Christian Democrats as the woman who steered Germany through the financial and Eurozone crises. Still living in her same modest flat in former East Berlin, she remains very popular in the polls. So what's her secret? Markus Kerber, who heads up the German Federation of Industry, has worked closely with her government.
I think she epitomizes a German post-war tradition of political leadership almost by stealth. She is a very thoughtful person. She likes to think everything through very thoroughly, and it's probably best epitomized by this typical iconized way she holds her hands. But she is playing into the hands of all those Germans who, in the majority of Germans, like their leaders to be very laid back and not too forthcoming, not too aggressive, putting understatement in everything they do. That's the secret of her success.
But her opponents, like the Green Party, believe there is a mood for change against Ms. Merkel's personality politics. They currently rule out coalition with the Christian Democrats and favour it with the centre-left SPD. But they've been slipping in the polls recently and campaigning on higher taxes for the rich.
Yes, it's a hard election campaign, of course, with Merkel trying not to give any issue the possibility to come up, to raise. She just says we have been so successful altogether, but on the other hand, we know, the people that are employed cannot live from their wages because there is no minimum wage. The energy change is really stopped, and we lose a lot of competition and a lot of jobs we could have. And this Christian Democrat Liberal coalition under Angela Merkel does not give the same possibility for the future to every child.
But despite concerns about a lack of reform and the weakness of the Free Democrats, Ms. Merkel's free market coalition partner, leading opinion pollsters such as Forza aren't convinced the SPD's Peer Steinbrück can mobilise enough support to win in coalition with the Greens.
I think people would accept much more reform than many politicians say, but it has to be explained convincingly. And the problem now for the opposition is that the Social Democrats are lacking both competence in the eyes of the voters to solve the problems, and they are lacking a convincing candidate. So this is why many people do not see why they should change, although they do not agree.